Harley Quinn season 3 has been announced. Will be on HBO Max because the DC universe has shifted itself to a digital comic service.
Which is dumb, but continue.
Disney Universe subscription streaming service, and it will transform into a premium digital comic service called the DC Universe Infinite. So that means all the DC Universe original shows such as Doom Patrol, Titans, Young Justice, as well as the key DC classics and video content will be heading to HBO Max, Warner Media's flagship streamer. So what are your thoughts on this? Having DC Universe turning into was a streaming service, now turning into a digital.
Now to a comic thing. It's stupid. The whole purpose of DC Universe was to have stuff surrounded by DC, not just comic books. Like, I mean, yeah, you got that too, but it was the movies, the TV shows, as well as like exclusive merch that you could only get through having a DC Universe subscription, as well as the comic books that they had on there for like $7 a month. That was awesome. But for them to, put all their DC shows on HBO Max, it's the stupidest thing ever. And I felt like people liked DC Universe because it was a universe surrounded by DC. This is just comic books. It's like, yeah, that's cool. You want to be like an ebook store, but it's a huge downgrade from what it was before.
Right.
And you can't sit here and name a subscription. What is it called? DC something? What is it?
DC Universe Infinite.
Yeah, DC Universe Infinite. You can't call it infinite if you're lacking TV shows, movies, and everything else. All you have is comic books. There's nothing infinite about it. So I think that it's just the stupidest thing. It's the hugest downgrade that they've had so far. And I think it's gonna do terrible.
I mean, fans will argue that this is a good move, because they want to get digital comic books and stuff like that. I mean, it's more like they move into like a ebook Amazon kind of thing, which is different, but I wouldn't expect DC
that's
to do
trash. Because DC Universe literally had the same exact thing that they're doing now. Only difference is they had TV shows and movies. So it's a huge downgrade.
But now they have HBO Max. They're moving everything over as like, hey,
that's trash.
HBO Max is their new streaming service, so they're gonna use that now as a primary, which is
you're literally paying the same amount of money, because it is the same amount, for less content. That is terrible.
Because DC Universe Infinite will cost $7.99 per month or $75 a year.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
That's like if Netflix decided to move their exclusive shows someplace else, and then all you have is just your standard movies and TV shows that everybody else has that isn't their own. That's a downgrade, obviously, and you're paying the same amount, but the only difference is you're not getting what you initially paid for. That's no.